All right, all right. Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy NFP. I hope everyone's managed to keep it green this week with this insane volatility. Good morning. Good morning. All right, we just broke the pivot point at the 840 level. I was tempted to short, but NFP, man, I just can't trust this. I did trade this morning with my funded accounts, Apex, Tradeify, Tick Trader, Bulenox, Blue Sky. I think that's it. And walked out with some green, but it was brutal. I could have taken some serious losses this morning, but walked out in the green. So I'm only going to trade. I'm building up my 150Ks with Apex as we speak. So I'm going to see if I can push this one up a little bit today. It's already up to 1248. But man, this crazy, insane volatility. Fernando Escobar, welcome. Good morning. All right, it is 9:45 here in Arizona. We're just about to hit New York Eastern lunchtime, so it'll slow down a little bit. And I'm trying to see what we're going to do here. We broke below the pivot point. We've seen NQ do this in the past where you break a pivot point and it goes right after the next one. Problem is, how much do I want to gamble on that play right now? As you can see, I'm already up $1,200 on this one for the day. I've been trading some minis, but all right, so are we going to see the break above this channel now? We've been in this tight little channel, been watching it. I was tempted to short, but with a descending channel, you usually try to watch for the break. Let's see how much longer NQ respects this channel before you eventually see a break to the upside or a break to the downside. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Brutal price action this week. I've had some nice green, but I did lose some soldiers, I think Monday or Tuesday. So we'll see. Fernando, this is my first live broadcast for the week. I think this is like week 3 or week 4 that I've been on and off broadcasting live. Still got a lot of things going on a personal life, so I don't have the time to broadcast every single day. But who knows? Maybe we'll get there within the next month or two. That is the goal, to stream every day. Baby steps, baby steps. All right, so we are seeing the break above this channel. Listen, I'm up already $1,200. I don't know how much I want to give back to the market. Maybe what I'll do is I'll switch to micros, but we'll see. This week has been insane. Today I'm already up about $1,200 across all my Apex. Let me take a look at Tradeify. I think Tradeify walked out with 600, and Tick Trader, which is the one that is in pending payout. Let me see if I can trade a Tick Trader account. I know I have one on getting a payout. Check quick. No, it's only $1,000. So I got an account from Tick pending payout, and the other one is only about $800 away from payout. So I'm not messing with that account on NFP. So we'll leave it to this one. We're going to trade 150K eval from Apex, and we'll see how it goes. Good morning to everyone. Happy Friday. Let's see if we find something. We're at a pivot point. This could be a potential bounce area. However, with NFP, I've seen NQ move from pivot to pivot. Whatever it is, it's see profit, take profit. Let's see how it behaves here with the 20 SMA. 20 SMA is this purple line. The line right above in red is the 200 SMA. And as you can see, that purple line has been providing resistance. Jesse James, what up? What up? Welcome everyone. Happy Friday. Hope everyone's kept it green with this insane volatility. You know what? Maybe let's do the smart thing. If we're gonna trade this, let's hop over to MNQ. Let me bring this up real quick. Let's not get too greedy. I'm already about 1,200 bucks. Let me redraw all these levels real quick. So, been watching this tight little channel. The 20 SMA, as you can see, has been providing that resistance. It's a nice little move to the downside. But we've had channel after channel all morning, and this is how you identify these trades. We saw a descending channel, it broke. Descending channel, is it going to break again? Then we saw the newsprint earlier today. That played right in a channel as well. Actually, I think that's where I made my majority of my 1,200 bucks across Apex accounts. Shorting that little channel right there. So it's been a morning of channels. Bull flags, bear flags. Nice little tight ones. All right, so let's take a look at the range. We have the pivot point that we just broke. That 850 level broke. So now we're going to the downside. I'm watching for a potential break. I may even take a FOMO trade if I see the break with strength. Clearly the 20 SMA is providing that resistance. VWAP is not even in the game right now. VWAP's all the way up to like 20,000 40 level. So VWAP is irrelevant right now. We are below VWAP. That tells us find shorting opportunities. Yeah, man, I've been staying out. Jesse, I've been staying out of the live stream with this volatility. It's 2 weeks in a row. I got to switch to Ninja Trader and Replicanto so I can do all my trades on one platform. Right now, I got Rhythmic here. I got Tradeify here, plus live streaming. Yeah, no. Too much going on. So let's see what happens here. As you can see, we've been playing in this channel for quite some time. I'm watching for the break to the upside or to the downside. Last time we were in a descending channel earlier today, we broke to the downside. We had a nice little homeless candle with that break. And then there was a little bit of continuation and then a slow grind to the downside before the bounce. However, the bounce did not truly get us out of this channel. In other words, a break, we went right back into the downside. So clearly the bears are in control today. The question is, how do I find positioning? It's 12 p.m. Well, it's about to be 12 p.m. New York Eastern. So let's be a little patient. Maybe look for a nice little bounce and then short it. Or if we do get momentum to the downside, which with NFP, I wouldn't be surprised. Nice little homeless candle to the downside and grab quick 20, 30 points on the continuation. But I got to be very aware that today, continuation has been very minimal. Usually you have that candle, that homeless candle that everybody looks for, and then you have a bounce. So if I'm up 1,000 already, I could lose 600 on a 20, 30 point bounce easily. So patience will be the game. Maybe it is the MNQ today. Yeah, maybe let's stay on the micros. Let's hit this for 1 micro. Let's see. What else am I looking at here in terms of levels? We broke out of that initial range, right? Clearly to the downside. We had an initial attempt, look above and fail. We bounced right back up and tested this 20,000 area, and now 300 points or 200 points later, we're in the 800. Question is, are we going to bounce right here to test the pivot point at the 870 level, 850, 870 level, or is this continuation to the downside? It's probably going to slow down 12 p.m. Eastern. So lunchtime on a Friday. Is this going to be a Friday sell-off? Who knows? We'll see. Do me a favor, if you haven't done so already, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. More importantly, hit that notification bell so that you get notified when I post content. Trying to get this live streaming a little more consistent, but with life and everything I got going on the personal side, I just haven't had the time to. We got another pivot point at the 700. Man, this looks so juicy for a FOMO short. We're in the middle of this channel right now. It's about, oh man, juicy, 60-point channel. But let's see what happens here. Let's be a little patient before we jump into a FOMO short. The short would have been shorting the pivot point all the way up at, you know, the 850 area. Good morning to everyone that's tuned in. Yeah, not risking it. I had a good morning across my funded accounts. Those are done, but I do want to see if I'm trying to get all my more 150Ks PAs with Apex, trying to complete the 20. So I'll be trading one today. Or now, or next hour or so, if I see a move. But let me know how you guys did this week. Brutal price action. I'd like to know how you guys did. Who's in the green? Who's in the red? Who blew accounts? Who passed accounts? Need a charge. There we go. It's been about 2 weeks since I've live streamed. I've stayed away from the insanity in terms of price action. I'm gonna get Replicanto over the weekend and start moving all my Tradeify, which is Tradeify and Tick Trader accounts onto Ninja and Replicanto, so I can at least copy trade those. And then on the Rhythmic side, at least I can reduce everything to Quantower and Ninja versus Quantower, Tradeify. It's just, plus live streaming, it's just too much distractions going on. All right, so Trump's about to speak. Is that it? So should I tune into X now? All right, that's my alert on TradingView. That's a 30-minute candle, or a 35-point candle right there. 76 to 811. That's a nice little strength candle right there. But with NFP, 35 points is nothing. I may have to change my alert to 50 for NFP. Do that right now. Do 45 instead of 35. 35 is nothing today. All right, my alerts. Actually, I'm not going to get interested until I see a 50-point 1 minute candle. I'm trading that too. 50 points. So those are my alerts. Depending on ATR for the day, I'll set alerts based on, you know, momentum candles. Right now is it's 35, but again with NFP, 35 points on a 1 minute candle is nothing. But I am watching this bounce. Are we coming out of this descending channel? Potentially coming back and testing that 840 level again. So you got potential 20 points before you find a little bit of resistance at that pivot point. Jesse James up 6K, nice. Yeah, it's been a brutal week. I'm up, but I did lose a couple evals. I think Monday or Tuesday. I posted those on X. So at least funded accounts are fine. Three more accounts submitted for payout this week on Apex, and one account on Tick Trader last night. So we'll see. I did get my, by the way, I know some people in Discord have messaged me. I did get my payout deposited today from Apex. I'll post that later in the Discord and called X. I did get the deposit finally. Well, not finally. I think I got approved on Sunday actually. So although I'm not promoting Apex too much, they are paying. As long as you can trade within that 30% consistency rule and keep your trades within a 30% of your drawdown, they pay. They pay. They're paying at least for now. Lionel Perez, hey JC, I've been thinking of getting 150K direct to funding accounts on TickTickTrader. Can you make a video on the consistency rule on how much to risk and win on the accounts? Would appreciate a lot. Well, we got time to chat today. So TickTickTrader, straight to funded accounts, 150K is a good option if you're trading NQ. Those are the ones I've completely abandoned 50K accounts. I only trade now 150Ks across all prop firms. TickTickTrader, I have two 150Ks. So consistency rule. The consistency rule with TickTickTrader is 20%. So what does that mean? Let's say on a 150K, your profit goal is 7,500. So if you are one of those traders that looks at 7,500 as your goal and you say, you know what, I want to hit 7,500 and that's it to get my payout, well, if you multiply 7,500 times 20%, that means every day you cannot make more than 1,500 per day to be within the 20% consistency rule. If you're like me, where I could let a runner go and I'm not going to cut a trade, but let's say for whatever reason, you got lucky, you got a nice little, you were shorting, you got a nice homeless candle, and you made $2,000 on any given day with TickTickTrader, straight to funded we're talking about the 150K. Let's say today you made $2,000. Now you're like, well, how do I calculate the consistency rule? All you got to do is grab your highest profit day, which in this case, for this example, is $2,000, and multiply it by 5, right? 100% divided by 20% is 5. So you multiply your highest profit day times 5. So that means now your profit goal just moved up to 10,000. So that's why you have to be careful. Whoa, here we go. We had one light down. That's why you have to be careful with TickTickTrader or consistency rules that are 20%. That's tight. Anytime you go above, let's say 1,500, 2,000, or let's say you had a $3,000 day, whatever reason you forgot to close, or you had a push up that you couldn't close on time and you got a $3,000 profit day, you multiply that by 5. Now you got to make $15,000 to get a payout. So although your profit goal with TickTickTrader account 150K straight to funded is 7,500, as long as your highest profit day is 1,500 and you get to 7,500, you get your payout. But if you push that 2,000, right, now you just pushed your profit goal to 10K. Oh, so here's the break. I'm talking over here, and here's what I wanted to see, the test of the pivot point. We're testing now the 840, 850 area. That's the pivot point. That's where you should see initial reaction. If we blow right through it, man, I'm going to have to go. I might have to long this probably up to 920, which is the 5-minute 20 SMA. Ooh, completely missed it. See, now you got me talking here and I missed the whole play. Man, that would have been juicy. All right. But that's the thing, is we've been seeing this all day. You have a push up, it gets you excited. This is kind of like that momentum. That's why I set it to 50 points now. 35, 40 points right now in NFP. That's not your momentum indicator right now with, with the AF. Oh, shoot. Yep, your average volume price right now is pretty high as it is. Let's see what happens here. Also, Lionel, make sure you hit their Discord. That way you get familiar with the rules, questions. I always recommend everyone to get very familiar with the rules. Join the prop firm Discord. Ask questions, see what questions are being asked, payouts, all that good stuff before you make any decisions. Tick Tick Trader for me has been a good experience. My first payout, I got paid within one business day. I just submitted my second payout with Tick Tick Trader yesterday. It's still in pending, so we'll see. We'll see how long it takes, but I'll update everybody in the Discord on Tick Tick Trader's second payout and how long it takes to get deposit from payout day. Man, this is tempting. You know, you got a lot of move to the upside. You know what? Maybe I'll try it with a MNQ. 862. We just pushed above that pivot point with strength. Maybe a little pullback to test the 20 SMA again, and then I'll go in. Will I get that lucky, or is this just going to be a rip to the upside? Looks like it's a rip. Bummer. See what happens here. I'd love to get a test. If we're truly going to long this, I'd love to get a test of that 20 SMA. Otherwise, I have a potential 50, 60 point pullback. Sure, it can go right back up, but I don't want to take 80, 60 points right now after being in the green about 1,200 bucks. So may have missed the entry on that one while I was chatting away. But there's always other setups. Oh, that's painful. Look at that push. Problem is the 20 SMA is the closest moving average is all the way up at 920. Man, what beautiful long there. All right, it is what it is. Too late to enter. Chasing it. I could see the push right up to 920 and then potentially collapse a little bit. But it is respecting that channel. And again, these channel, oh, that's what I said, 50, 60 point. You get caught up in the top there. Let's say you FOMO'd in at 890. Well, you just got pulled back 40, 50 points. I guess with the micro, you can hold on and, and continue in that. See what happens at the bottom of this little channel that's been created. It's a very tight channel. Tight channels usually break with strength. But it's also, what, 12:05 Eastern, so that's lunchtime, Friday. Are you going to get that potential sell-off, Friday sell-off? We'll see. Do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Also, hit that notification bell so that you get notified when I post content. All right, there's that break, that channel. Here's that test of the 20 SMA that I was talking about. We see a bounce. Might be interested in long in that. But we are, like I said, right now at resistance. The 840, 850 level is the pivot point that we just broke to the downside. Is this, if the pivot point is, let me draw a line. And pivot points on Quantower, it's not something you can chart, but let's take a look at that 840 level. Put it here. If this is your pivot point level, right? So far, whoa. Right there. That's your pivot point level. Right now we've had a look below and fail, and we just had a look above and fail. So obviously there's going to be a little bit of indecision here. You're going to have a little consolidation, trying to figure out where it goes. Today or this week has been see profit, take profit, quick 20, 30 point scalps. But I'm trying to see if I can build a position with micros. I'm already up about 1,200, so I don't want to risk too much. There's the test of the 20. Providing support, at least for now. But you got this pivot point right here, that 840, 850 level, still providing some resistance. So let me move it up a little bit. There we go. That's where your pivot level is. And you've seen the pivot points have provided resistance. We broke through resistance to come right back down, and now the 20 is kind of holding us here, but it's been a red day. Bears are in control. I'd be very aware of that before I try to long this. So maybe try to find a short entry. Pivot point providing resistance. $20 SMA trying to provide support. So you got a little window here. Who's going to win? Downside looks a little more interesting right now. But we could have a 50, 80 point ripper at any point. So we came up, tested pivot point, and initial rejection. We're probably going to test that 770 level again. If there's further downside and I see a nice little homeless candle, I might have to get interested in that short at that point. But let's be patient. We're right at a pivot point. There's going to be volatility here for some time. There's going to be consolidation, so no need to jump the gun yet. Is there anything I'm missing on this charting? Same thing. All right, so we got some consolidation going. Starting to slow down. Here we go. We're attempting to gain positioning above the 20 SMA. If not, bears will take control and push this down further. But it's the pivot point, man. One thing I've learned about pivot points, you can have consolidation there for some time. It's been a bearish day in general. It's been a bearish week in general with all the tariffs. So we got to find a short entry. After some resolution of this pivot point. All right, let's see what happens with this candle. And 760 level. We're going to blow right through. Looks like it. All right, so I'm going to start with a micro. We could see a test again of the 20 SMA. That's about, man, I entered a little too early, too late on that one. If we get the bounce to the upside, then I'll have to trim it. Playing here, continuation to the downside. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Not risking much. This is a micro, so either direction. At this point, I'm protecting the profits. I'm already 1,200 up. Trying to see if I can speed up this 150K eval at Apex, but not going to give back too much. So we're in this range right here. Obviously, I entered at the bottom of that range, so I have to be aware that I potentially can take some drawdown here as it plays out. If I get the move that I'm hoping for, which is an aggressive move to the downside, there's some nice downside potential, assuming we get continuation. Problem is continuation. But we can stay range bound during this lunch session. I can come back up to the pivot point, test it. Any significant push above the pivot point, at that point, I probably have to give up that micro. So again, I'm watching this range right here. Anything above that pivot point with strength, potentially losing 200 bucks with one micro. That's insanity. That would probably be, the trade's invalid at that point. That's what NQ's been doing all day, is giving you these plays, immediate bounces, no continuation. So you got to be willing to play a range with wider drawdown. I would have been cooked right now with a mini. All right, so it's testing the 20 SMA again. So we could potentially have this little blah, 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 going up and down here. And this is the range that I have to be aware in terms of the drawdown that I now put myself into. I was expecting or hoping for a continuation here. Didn't happen, typical NQ fashion. But I can't trade drawdown. I have to trade the chart at this point. And again, if we do position above the 20 SMA and now position above that pivot point, in other words, we break resistance to the upside, then the trade's invalid. It basically would have at that point, it's basically shorting the bottom. But with a micro, I'll live. It's not a big deal. So right now, if we look at the 15-minute range, right? I literally shorted the bottom, right? And we have the pivot point right in the middle. So we're trying to figure out, are we going to go up to the upside and break out of this, or continuation to the downside? I shorted the bottom of that range, fully aware that, you know, there is a range here of drawdown that I'm going to have to tolerate. But we'll see. If I see anything with strength above here, it's not. Trade's invalid at that point. Now we could also, it could go either way. You could look at it this way. New channel forming here. And the longer I stay, the further my drawdown keeps going up. But you can look at it this way as well. We'll see. Here we go. We're attempting to break one more time. Resistance. So literally my entry right now is becoming support, or has become support. It's going to need to push with strength if we're going to get further downside. Or, you know, probably call it a trade. We get an immediate bounce here. Trade's invalid. At least in this wave, no more further downside. Now, if I was with a mini, no way I'm shorting the bottom. You probably want to look for an entry somewhere around the test of the pivot point. But NFP, yeah, I'm not trading minis, especially after being in the green. No. All right, so this is make or break, I think, for the bears if there is going to be further downside. If we get a bounce here, probably just going to have to close that trade and probably look for another setup. Not seeing the push to the downside that I'd like to see. We'll be patient. Well, for anybody new to the channel, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. More importantly, hit that notification bell so that you get updated when I post content. We're here, shorting the bottom. Not much risk in terms of it's a micro, so you know, we can live. But it does look like we're building support. And if I was with a mini, I'd be losing some serious cash. That's why with NFP, you got to be very careful. These pushes are 30, 40 points in either direction. Testing that 20 SMA again. I'm getting a notification that the stream, am I still up? Let me know, chat, if the video quality is still there. Otherwise, I may have to end the stream if video quality is not there. So we are basing for sure. Not looking good in terms of the short. Every attempt to push below where I shorted, with literally shorting the bottom, has been bought up. Although the 20 SMA is providing right now resistance, I don't know how much longer it's going to provide that resistance until we see a push to the upside. Then we have that pivot point at the 50 level. So there may be another test of the pivot point. We did attempt to break already in this little wave here, but we'll see. All right, that's looking like a bounce. You look at the 15-minute, you wicked at my entries become the basing of all those wicks. So if we take a look at 15-minute, it's kind of indicating my trade is invalid, right? If you look at the 15-minute, right, this is where I shorted the bottom, and look at all these wicks providing support to the upside. So I think it's time to call it a trade. Oh, there goes that candle that we were that I was concerned about. Now we're testing the pivot point again. At that point, if we get a break, then I'll have to call it a day, at least for that trade. No bueno. All right, we're breaking above now pivot point, and the problem is there is a lot of room all the way to the next 20 SMA on the 5-minute. That's 892 potential move to the upside. So maybe look for some type of pullback, and see how much on this pullback we'll get out of this trade. Not liking it. Now, if we see strength to the downside, which I don't see happening anytime soon, at least not right now, I'll stay, but I think this is the time to negotiate this loss and get out. Attempting to break above pivot point. It's building some strength. Pivot point providing at least a little bit of resistance right now, but there is potential to the upside here, and there's significant potential to the upside if the bulls take control. Another attempt by the sellers to sell at the pivot point. Push this down. No, bought right back up. So everything has been bought. Every little wick right now has been bought right back up. So initially I said the longer I stay in this channel, the further my drawdown goes up, right? If we see the break, I mean, at this point, $200 with a mini is a lot. That's what? How many points is that? Close to 100 points already just on a micro. So yeah. Let's see what happens in this channel. Are we going to respect it, come right back down? Or are we going to break above that channel, and at that point, call it a day? At least with that trade. This is what you have to be careful when you're looking at channels, right? The longer you stay on a bad position, the further your drawdown goes over time. That's one of the mistakes when you're not capturing these channels and you're trading just kind of blindly, right? It teases you. It comes back down. You're like, all right, I'll hold. But that channel, that's an algo. These are the algos in effect. This is not by coincidence. This is algos, riding that to the upside. You have to at some point say, hey, this channel is going to ride further, get out. Now it's been a red day, but if my timing is off and I got to absorb another 100 points before we see the push down, there's really, there's no point. Although it's a micro, there's no point of absorbing that much drawdown. So right here, the 880 level is that 20 SMA on the 5-minute. So now potentially I'm stuck waiting for a rejection of the 20 SMA if I really want to hold this even further. And that's on the 5-minute. That's the first indicator that comes to provide a little bit of resistance. Now, if it blows right through that, game over. This is going to be a potential move to the upside. So now on the 5-minute, we have the first indicator or momentum, moving average, that could provide resistance on this move up. But with NFP, NQ can blow through moving averages like it's nothing. A little bit of rejection there. So now we're between the 20 SMA on the 5-minute and that pivot point. So now there's going to be that little battle going back and forth there. Go back to the 1-minute. Powell is speaking now. Let me take a look at news. So market watch calendar. Today's Friday, 12:20. Yep. 12:30. Powell speaks. Adriana Kugler speaking now. So we're continuing. We're testing that 20 SMA now on the 5-minute, not providing a push to the downside. There we go. We got the initial rejection there. Let's see what happens at this bottom of this channel. If we hit the bottom and now we're hitting the pivot point but bounce right back up, I got to call it a day on this trade. So I'm prepared to close here pretty soon and probably look for a better positioning. Yeah, every little move right now is being bought up. Bulls are trying to buy this up. Although it's been a red day and everyone's banking on a further move to the downside, including myself, market will do what it wants to do, not what we want it to do. Here's another attempt to flush below the pivot point, but it's been bought up. At least, like I said, in this cycle, we're just not seeing that push to the downside. And yeah, I mean, I can absorb this with a micro. Technically, if I was trading with the mini, I'd be out a long time ago. Testing pivot point again. Will the pivot point provide a bounce to the upside? Because now we've positioned above the 20. We were above the pivot point, and then you only had, in terms of moving averages, the 20 SMA on the 5-minute that is providing this initial resistance. VWAP and everything is all the way up there. It's irrelevant. VWAP's not in play right now. So we'll see. Pivot point providing the initial bounce again. And going right back up to the top of this channel. And remember what I said, the longer you stay in these channels, the further your drawdown. Every single time, you know, you get excited. All right, it's going to come down. I'm going to hit break even. I'm going to hit break even. It's not how channels work. And it's clearly playing out here right now. You know, wherever I entered here or here, drawdown just keeps going. My break even just keeps going further and further apart, right? Ooh, this is not good for me right now. The 5 minute, we just broke above the 200 SMA, 20 SMA on the 5 minute. So I'm gonna have to call it a trade. It's a micro, so I can absorb it, but yeah, there's going to be a wave to the upside before we see the next move to the downside. There it is. There's that pop. If it holds, I got to close it. Done. Closed it. So we took that loss there. Clearly breaking out of that channel. Now I got to find the next trade and see if we can do better with that one. Only trading a 150K eval, not even trading funded accounts with this mess. But there goes the break of that channel. We have the 200 SMA up here at the 970 area. That could provide initial resistance at least for a 20-point scalp. We'll see. Eternal Green, how much did you lose on that? I think close to $300 with a micro. I was up around 1100 or 1200, so now I'm up only 950. But now that's a clear break of that channel. The trade's completely invalid at that. I mean, it was invalid several points ago, but with NFP, you get those movements, 50, 60 points to the up and downside. I was banking on that and simply did not get it. So now we got to look for the next setup. If I'm going to trade it or just leave it alone at $900 for the day. At least on this account. And then we can see the flush that I was banking on. But it's all timing with NQ. You know, you could have the right idea, but if you got to absorb 100 points with a micro, with a mini, hell no. I rarely trade micros. NFP, that's the only way I'll trade is micros. Because of the swings and drawdown that you have to absorb. Eternal Green trades shorted from 244 all the way to 19,900. Wow, nice. That's a nice play. All right, so we're going to come back to this channel. Are we going to come back into it and flush down? Or is that going to be the support to the upside? At this point, I have to wait. If we're going to push up, I'd like to see what happens here in the 70 to 2,000 area if we're going to truly short this. If the move to the downside is done and now we got to find a long, it's going to get trickier. That's why you don't trade NFP. And if you're in the green, walk out. Looks like we are getting a push. Next area that I'm going to look at is what happens here. I mean, if we push above a 200 SMA at that point, VWAP is in play at 2040. It does look like we're going after that. It's initial rejection of the 200, this area right here. Now the question is, are we looking for a pullback for a long? Or are we going to get the downside that everybody's talking about? Sure not looking like downside right now. It's a strong bounce. 880, we're at 9. It's 200-point bounce right now. Does it have juice for more? Again, trading a 150K eval, not trading funded accounts right now. Those are done for the day, happily in the green. But I was hoping to push this 150K a little further up. I'm building my PAs with Apex. Just got a payout today on one account and submitted 3 more accounts with Apex yesterday. So hopefully I'll get some payouts from them next week. I know a lot of you have been asking about Apex and are they paying. Listen, I see all the social media stuff. I get paid. I've gotten paid. If you can trade within that 30% consistency rule and the 30% intraday drawdown per trade, they pay. At least that's been my experience. I can't say no. I'm not seeing and hearing what social media is commenting, and other traders are getting denials. So it's tough to say with Apex. But what I will say is, in general, if you can trade within that 30% consistency rule and the 30% per trade on drawdown rule, you're going to get paid. It's very tight trading, but as long as you follow that, you'll get paid. I almost feel, see, this is when you want a revenge trade, even though the loss was 200, 300 bucks, which is nothing in the big picture. This is where you got to be careful with revenge trading. I'm almost like, I'm like, I got to switch to minis. I got to switch to minis. One trade and I'll recover it. It's not a big deal. I'm already 900 bucks up for the day. I just got to find a better positioning. Or do the smart thing and just call it a day. But in the meantime, do me a favor, if you haven't done so, smash that like, smash that subscribe button, and more importantly, hit that notification bell so that you get notified when I post content. I haven't been consistent with the live streaming, especially with the volatility. I just got too many things going on. I got Quantower and copy trading, all my Rhythmic accounts. Then I got Tradeify for Tradeify and Tradeify for Tick Trader, plus add the live streaming. It's a lot. So I'm going to be working this weekend to get Ninja Replicanto set up. So then I'm down to 2 platforms, Quantower for all my Rhythmic copy trading, and then Ninja for Tradeify, Tick Trader. And assume, depending on how I do on Ninja, which I've seen other streamers, everybody seems to be working with Ninja and it works fine with Replicanto. I'll probably start moving or buying new accounts on the Ninja side, in other words, Tradeify, and slowly phase out of Rhythmic. especially when you have, I mean, listen, I'm trading Apex, Blue Sky, Bulenox, day traders, take profit trader, a Topstep account. It's easy on Quantower, but for what's it called? For Tradeify and Tick Trader, which is straight to funded, I got to do those separately on Traderite right now. So I can't. That's insanity trying to get 3 platforms winning every single day. I'm exposing myself to the market more than I should. So this weekend I'll be working on setting up Ninja and Replicanto. And if that goes well, I'll probably start buying more accounts on the Tradeivate side so that I can trade Ninja and Replicanto. FX noob. So with Apex, man, that's a nice move to the upside. Look at that. They're pushing. They're pushing. Almost want to put a mini in there for 20, 30 points and recover what I lost. But listen, will I get it? Yes. Is it a valid trade? No. It's a gamble. FX Noob is asking 30% drawdown rule. So on Apex, you have 2 rules. 30% consistency rule with Apex. In other words, your profits cannot be more than 30% of the total profits within a trading payout period. That's number 1. Then they have a per trade, a 30% drawdown rule per trade. So for instance, let's say you, in this case, a 150K, what's the drawdown on 150K? 5,000, right? So 5,000 times 30%. Yeah, that's the number because I have 1,500 in my mind. So on a 150K with Apex, I have $5,000 of max loss limit, right? You cannot risk more than 30% of that per trade. You can't just say, well, I got 5,000 in drawdown. I'm just going to go YOLO on a PA and, take more than $1,500 in drawdown. That's 30% of the 5,000 per trade. So when I'm trading minis, I can push drawdown 7. Usually, if I'm capturing 40 points in drawdown, that's a lot. I'll probably close there or, potentially DCA that area. But you cannot take more than $1,500 per trade in a loss with Apex if you want to follow their 30% per trade drawdown rule. And just a couple of minutes ago, I was talking about, well, the VWAP is out of the picture. We're about to hit VWAP. Hell of a play all the way up to VWAP. Man, missed that one completely. VWAP is up at 2034. Is this the squeeze on those shorts? Kind of like me, shorting the bottom over here, and then we get the pullback? I don't know, man. That looks like a strong bounce to me. Man, this is pushing. I'm so tempted to just switch to a mini and long it. I would have captured my loss minutes ago. It is what it is. But I hope that explains the drawdown with Apex and their drawdown per trade. All right, initial resistance at the 20. And I'm so tempted to short VWAP touch. But I'm late. If I had shorted right there, wow, that would have been 20 points, recover the loss, and call it a day. JC, don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to lose all the 900. That would have been a quick scalp. Initial rejection of the VWAP. Don't do it, JC. Don't do it. That mini's so tempting. Man, don't do it. It's Friday. It's over. I already got some green. Leave it alone. Marlon, like I said, I see on social media the denials with Apex. It just hasn't been my experience. You follow me on social media or my Discord. I posted a payout last week. I just got paid today, deposited on that one, and I submitted 3 more this week with Apex. Those are still in pending. I've still get approved and I still get deposits. So we'll see. It just depends on your trading. Those are very tough rules. You have a 30% consistency rule plus a 30% per trade drawdown rule. If you can trade within those parameters, you're going to get paid. Oh, man. Freaking minis. Freaking minis. The temptation. Maybe risk $300. Call it a day at 600 or end the day at 1200. That's gambling. That's gambling. The short would have been the VWAP. VWAP short to the 200. That's a classic play. I don't know why I didn't take it. But it is what it is. Yeah, that was the play. Apex, Lionel asks, does Apex take you to a live account after some point? There's rumors that they do, but I don't think I've heard about Apex live traders. That's one thing I don't think I've seen on social media. I don't think I've seen that on social media. But anyways, happy Friday to everyone. It's 12:50. I was hoping to get a green trade completely wrong and got squeezed up on my little micro. So I think that's time to say, hey, call it a day. But in the meantime, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. I am trying to do this a little more consistently, but like I said, right now I got 3 platforms trading on Quantower, Tradeify for Tradeify, and Tradeify for Tick Trader. So I'm going to consolidate everything or as many accounts as I can to Quantower and Replicanto over the weekend, and hopefully next week I'll have something a little more efficient with the distraction of live streaming. So have a little patience with me. In the meantime, like I said, you can visit www.jcdaytrader.com. You got some promo codes, discount codes on some of the prop firms that I trade. I also have a free Discord. Not much going on there yet. Slowly building the community there on Discord, but eventually, hopefully, I'll have the time to post more content between trading, life, personal life, and family and all that stuff. This is a little more challenging than I thought it would be. Futures Trader 33 says they see how people trade. Why would they give them their money to trade? Yeah, Apex. I haven't heard about a live trader on Apex. At least not on social media. Topstep moves everybody to live now after 5 payouts on an account. At least that's what they released this week. Tradeify, you're starting to see live traders. Tick Trader, 100%. We're seeing live traders in their Discord. Take Profit Trader, they got some live traders. Daytraders.com. I don't think I've seen somebody being pulled to live yet. I could be wrong. Who else? Blue Sky. Well, I have a live trading account with Blue Sky. Blue Sky, basically it's a 2 eval stage, and then they move you right directly to a live account. Bulenox, I believe they have live traders as well. All right, so we're at this VWAP push. Are we going to position now above VWAP? So you got to understand prop firms, right? And I've said this in many videos. Prop firms make millions of dollars off of failure. They prefer the cycle of failure. That's why they're called prop firms. When you talk about live traders, even with Topstep, it's very few, right? A prop firm's interest is not to move you to live, especially with a 90-10 split or a 20 or an 80-20 split. What do I mean by that? So when you look at trading floors, trading firms, true trading firms, forget about the word prop firm. Let's say you're a professional day trader for a true trading institution. You're not dealing with 90-10% splits or 80-20 even. It's actually the opposite. When, go look at professional traders. Now, obviously they're trading a lot more money, but their splits are vice versa. They can get 20% or 20% of the profits they make. So this whole idea of live traders with a 90-10 split, 80, it's the carrot. It's the dangling of the carrot that prop firms use. Reality is, in the real world, trading institutions, true trading firms, a hedge fund, whatever you want to call it, as a professional trader, you are lucky if you get 20% of the profits you make for, 20% of the profits you make for a true trading institution. Prop firms use the live, moving you to live, but then they put a ton of restrictions on you. I've always said, I'm not interested in trading live with a prop firm. I'll trade my live account. And I think that's everyone's goal should be, to trade your own live account, your personal live account. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But with prop firms, right, the rules get even tighter once you move to your live funded account. So it's a dangling of the carrot. Eventually, prop firms are going to have to start moving, because you have a lot of profitable traders moving into the space, in the future space. We're going to have to move them to live with the hopes of finally getting this trader to either blow an account or, restrict or limit the amount of payouts they're getting. Wow. I mean, if you think about it, last year, if you looked at my videos when I was trading on Apex full 20 accounts, for paper trading, right before the whole summer, right before the whole summer issues with video reviews and all that, I still managed to get, 3 or 4 payouts on 20 accounts, $2,000 each. That's close to like $100,000 with Apex alone last year with payouts that I got on 20 accounts. Paper trading, not even on a live funded account. So that's the problem for any prop firm. It's the traders that are able to get payouts. It becomes a problem. That's why you're hearing a lot of them now push traders to live. Topstep just said you can't get payout after payout on their accounts anymore, on their XFAs. After 5, you don't have a choice. We're moving you to live. And if you've seen the live funded account rules, they're not easy either. So we'll see. Do you still have the 12 funded accounts from 2 weeks ago, or did you blow them? I'm still funded with Apex, Blue Sky, Take Profit Trader, Tradeify. I did have some casualties this week on the eval side. In other words, I blew some Apex evals. I blew some, I think it was day traders. I was playing around with some evals. But the funded accounts I've not really played with much this week because of the madness NFP. All right, so we're seeing a little bit of resistance up here. That would have been a nice little scalp. Boom. I think I actually have more than 12 funded accounts. I have 2 with TickTick, 2 with Tradeify, up to 6 PAs now with Apex, 1 Take Profit Trader, 1 Bulenox, and 1 Blue Sky. Blue Sky, by the way, is live. Here comes now the push that everybody was waiting for. The move to the downside, or just testing the 20 SMA here. Man, that was 3 minutes, 80-point move. These are 1 minute candles. Wow. Do you copy trade with Replicanto? I think you just joined the stream. Trading on Tilt. No, I'm not on Ninja Trader or Replicanto yet. I am going to move over to Ninja Trader and Replicanto this week. Right now, I got too much going on. Geez, let's move. I have Rhythmic on Quantower, and then, oh wow. Did I get a mini ready for this? I got Rhythmic on Quantower. Jeez. Keeps pushing. Ouch. Ninja, I got Rhythmic on Quantower. I copy trade those accounts there. I have Tradeify and Tick Tick Trader on Tradeivate, so I have to copy trade those separately on Tradeivate. Yeah, man, this is like a FOMO trade, but listen, I'm up. I may have to just call it a day. This volatility is juicy, but you catch the wrong wave, and you're cooked. As much as I want to trade a mini right now, you're cooked. That's why they say don't trade NFP, and if you're in the green, call it a day early. But anyways, if you haven't done so, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. Happy Friday to everyone. I'm trying to get a little more consistent with the live streaming, but I got to solve my whole Ninja Replicanto this weekend. So hopefully next week I'm down to just 2 platforms, Quantower for Rhythmic, and then Ninja and Replicanto. And if Ninja and Replicanto truly works for me, I may have to slowly just transition out of Rhythmic. Not that I want to blow accounts, but if they are blown, move them over to Ninja. And that was that FOMO trade. The FOMO trade was right here. And play the flush of the 20 SMA. Anybody who FOMO'd in here, you're playing dearly right now. Similar to what happened to me where I FOMO'd in on a shorting the bottom. That's what NQ is doing today. It's very minimal follow through, but you know, these are 80, 100-point moves in 2-3 minutes, so it's crazy. It looks like we're going to test VWAP again at 30 level. Some quick movements, man. Get shredded with minis here. I mean, you can get shredded or you can make some nice quick scalps and walk out nicely in the green. You had this get 100-point flush in 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes, and you already bounced 70 points. Hell no, get the hell out of this. I'm not trading this. You got to literally catch the right wave, and you'll make some great money if you're trading minis, but you catch the wrong one, even with a stop, you can try multiple times and still get burned. Ouch. That was not, that was 85. Wow, that was close to a 200-point move in 3-4 minutes. It's insanity. And a bounce right back up. Yeah, no way I'm trading that right now. But that's NFP for you. $200 points down, and it looks like 200 points right back up. Like nothing. Like nothing. Crazy. Wow. What a squeeze for anyone fumbling in on this short. That's NQ. That's my alert. That's a 50.1 minute candle. Wow. Normally, that's my indicator. Go in. But with this volatility, I don't think even a 50-point candle is a good indicator right now. Wow. $50.1 minute candle. Wow. Yeah, Jesse, you had a nice call out. Man, this is insanity. All right, guys. I think that's it. I'm gonna have to walk out with 900 bucks in the green and leave it alone. This is some insane price action. Thanks for everyone that tuned in. If it's the first time tuning in, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you get notified when I post content. And another 50.1 minute candle. Oh boy, oh boy. I'll see you guys hopefully next week with Ninja, Replicanto, and Quantower alone. Have a great weekend. I hope you guys had a green week. If you have a green week, keep it in the green. Don't trade this nonsense. And I will talk to you guys later.